What up, guys? Kevin here. I beat Tales of Grace's F Remastered on PlayStation 5. How many hours do I got? And I got, what does it say? 64 hours. So that's a good amount of time. It is this year's Persona 3 Reload. What does that mean? Persona 3 Reload came out early last year, and it took me all year to beat it. In fact, I think I beat it Thanksgiving weekend in Tales of Grace's F. I beat it Thanksgiving weekend. Game that came out earlier this year and just played a few hours here, a few hours there. It was my emotional support video game. But yeah, it's a Tales of game. Not my favorite. In fact, one of the worst Tales of games I've ever played. But that being said, the worst one for me is Symphonia, and that's still a damn good game. Just a little too dated. But yeah, that game's like an 8 out of 10. I would say Tales of Grace's F Remastered. I would give it a 8.5 out of 10. My issues were I just didn't connect with the characters. Asbel, a great lead, but kind of boring. The Tales of games, they do a great job with their lead characters just, I don't know, just being responsible. That's what I would say. Just understanding like, oh, shit is going down. They don't make them like buffoons or idiots. At least the ones I played. They take on the challenge and they just want to get better and see good in people and very power of friendship. And I see that tossed around with Tales of Grace's F Remastered. It's the power of friendship video game. And it very is, but most JRPGs are. And I think they say that just because there's really not much personality here with this group. Asbel is just kind of a slab of meat. Sharia, nice, but she's kind of just a slab of meat. Pascal, I think she's the fun one, but like even her, I found her kind of annoying. Her thing is she doesn't bathe. When you beat the game, there's like an ending scene. I love this game because they do the whole like, all right, we took on the last boss. I guess spoiler alert, because nobody dies, but they go around to everybody and kind of give an update on what's going on with everyone. And Pascal's doing her research nerd thing, and she didn't shower for a week, and she's really smelly, and that's kind of her thing. And she's kind of a nerdy dunce, but even her, I found her a little bit aggravating. I was like, get away, Pascal. Captain Malik, too cool for school, but I don't feel like he had much screen time as I would like. Hubert's probably my favorite. He is the brother of Asbel, and he is just a stick up his ass dork. Very smart. He has an interesting story where they just ship him off like, hey, you're no longer our son. Go over here and we'll make a trade or something. And eventually he joins the group and he just has like smart ass comments, but eventually he comes around. I like that dynamic. And then you got Sophie here, who's a very interesting girl. They just find her laying down in flowers. But you quickly figure out what her deal is. And then you got Richard. Richard is your homie. You know, you're just wandering around. You come across him. You become friends. And then he gets touched by Lambda, who's the evil kind of wispy spirit thingy. And Richard becomes evil. And the story is you trying to get Richard back. And other shit going on. There's wars going on and everything. But I didn't really connect with the story either. Especially once we kind of delve into who Sophie is and what her purpose. And then it reminded me of Expedition 33 this year, where I'm like, oh, this story is interesting. And then you learn what's really going on. You go, I don't really care for that. Same here with Tales of Grace's F Remastered. But I gotta say, it is one of the most beautiful Tales of games. Probably the best Tales of game ever made. I think this came out this was the game before Tales of Ilia, which I'm also playing. And I gotta say, I'm not enjoying that game as much as Tales of Grace's F. But I'm only 15 hours into that game. But it came out before that one, and that one is when it became more open zone, and the graphics, I think, went a little bit downhill in terms of how the game looks and the art style, just because it became a little bit more open, where Tales of Grace's F is very linear. I was surprised at how linear it is. It opens up at the very end where you can fast travel around, but it is very linear, which I enjoyed because it made it like each area was very handcrafted and just very beautiful to be in. It's a JRPG looking JRPG, and I don't think it gets better than this. It is, I think, the best looking Tales of game. Combat is where this game excels, and it's not really too much different from other Tales of games, but you know how you can collect titles in Tales of games? That is a big thing here in Graces. So you just collect titles, and each title has like five like perks, and it's like each battle, some character is upgrading one of their titles, getting new perk, new buff, new skill, and it becomes addicting. It's so much fun where every battle you're either leveling up or leveling up your title and gaining new titles. It's just fun seeing how you gain new titles, interacting with the world to gain new titles, getting in fights with one of your party members, whipping their ass, you gain a new title. It's so gamified. I love it. It's probably the most gamified Tales of game that I've ever played. And I think if it wasn't for that, I probably would have quit this game. Because again, I didn't really connect with the story or the characters. But yeah, that was just a lot of fun and really addicting. Makes me want to keep playing and unlock all of the titles and master all of them. Like you can go up to 5 stars and then you can master it. I just went to 5 stars and then I automatically moved it to another skill. You could do that automatically so you didn't have to keep going in and swapping, which I did for about a third of the game. I'm like, oh, I can just put this on automatic so it'll do it for me. But yeah, other than that, bosses, I have never played a game. I don't think I've ever played a game where I've gotten my ass whooped so hard on a boss encounter the first time, and then the second time just like whoop their ass, like complete opposite. And I'm throwing in like Souls games where you go in a Souls game and get your ass kicked and then you figure it out. There's probably about like at least 4 or 5 bosses in this game where I would just start the battle and be like, all right, okay, let's do it. And then my whole team would just get wiped out instantly. And then like the next fight or two, I would do that to them. Game is also very cheap. I mean, Tales of games do this where you'll just whoop their ass. You'll whoop a boss's ass so hard. And then it'll get to like the last like few thousand health. And then every hit takes like 1 damage. And they just go berserk and just take out your whole team. That happened quite a bit in this game. Even when I knew it was coming because I got used to it and I would just block and just stay the F away, it would still go berserk and do its like special powerful move and just fuck my whole team up. And that got really aggravating. It got really aggravating. I can't tell you how many times I would just boss would be just super easy and then I'd get down to like no health and just wipe my team out. I hated that. I hated that so much. The last boss, super easy, and then he did that. He just like shut off. He couldn't do any damage, and I had to use all my life bottles and my elixirs just because he kept going berserk and I just couldn't get a hit on him. I couldn't get in there to hit, but I still beat him first time, so I was worried there. I'm like, if there's another boss after this, I'm fucked because I got no life bottles or elixirs. I'm like, damn, I'm going to have to put it on like super easy to beat the game if there's another boss. No, but luckily the game ended. Little bit of a kind of a love story between Sharia and Asbel. And I feel like that didn't really go anywhere until the very, very, very end of the game. And you go, oh, okay. All right. So that was fun. And again, I didn't do everything. So there's probably a lot I'm missing. Skits and other like cutscenes with characters. They do that thing where like, all right, you're going to go take on the last boss, do the last dungeon. So you can go all around the world. I did a little bit of that, but I probably missed some. Oh, my biggest complaint of this game the dungeon. I hate long ass dungeons, especially the last dungeon being so long. Every dungeon in this game is like about 45 minutes long, not too long. The last dungeon is basically three dungeons and very puzzly. And the puzzles in this game are very simple, but this one, it was a lot of like remembering which portal you needed to go in to turn on this color, like gem or whatever, and move things around. And I'm just not good at that. So it took me forever and it just kept going. It is Sunday. I started this last dungeon on Monday. I mean, albeit I didn't play it every day, but it probably took me about 5 hours in this last dungeon. I hate that. I hate where it's just like, oh yeah, every dungeon's like 45 minutes. Oh, it's the last dungeon. Maybe it'll take an hour or two. No, it took me forever to get through it. In fact, I actually rage quit a few nights ago just because I felt like I got to the end and I didn't. I like warped to a new section of the last dungeon. I'm like, dude, I've been in this thing for 3 hours. What the hell? I hated it. I hate last dungeons being so damn big or just not in line with the rest of the game. I can't stand it. I looked on the internet and I'm like, yeah, Tales of Grace's F is one of the last, and people were complaining about it. And there's a couple others people were complaining. I guess it's not the longest, but I guess Berseria was long. I don't remember Berseria, but I'll get reacquainted with that last or next year. Anyways, Tales of Grace's F. I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10. Just didn't really connect with it too much, but it's still a Tales of game, and it's pretty damn good. We're getting a lot of these remasters. Xillia just came out. We got Berseria going to come out. I bet you we'll get like one or two more after that next year. And I can't keep up. I really can't keep up, guys. I'm about to just give up on JRPGs altogether just because, I mean, we got the next Trails game coming out in January, and then they're putting out Ease 10 Proud Edition, which I've been waiting for. They're putting that out a month later. And Berseria is coming out like the same month. And the Yakuza games are getting dubbed, I think, starting next week. And I wanted to play those. It's frustrating. It's a very frustrating experience right now. But when I can play a Tales of Grace's F Remastered and beat it, it just reminds me that like JRPGs are the best. Yeah, really good. Definitely one of these games where like I don't think anyone thought about it when it got announced. Like, oh really, Grace's is getting remastered, not Abyss. So if you're one of those that like, it's a skip, it's still a good Tales of game, and I wouldn't skip it. If you really like Tales and you want to play them all, I think you'll like it. But anyways, I gotta go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Later.